Yo, what's going on, boys? Sorry about that. I had to restart the stream. Um, yeah, I had to restart the stream. We had a bit of a malfunction with the Wi-Fi. So, but it's all good. This is this session is dedicated to the initial balance. I actually think maybe I'll split the lives and we'll do like one session that's like before initial balance and then another session that's initial balance. You get me? But yeah, but before I got off, before I got off stream, right? Well, towards the end of like the previous stream, what I was saying, I was explaining the initial balance, right? Because essentially, what I was saying was, um, I spent not most of, but like all of last night slash this morning, going back and back testing, collecting data on initial balance. Well, I didn't go that far back, to be honest. I went back maybe like all of May's trades and all of this month's trades, which isn't that long or that much. But I mean, it was long enough for it to take me the whole night, So, I mean, if once I have like the entire weekend, then I'll have more conclusive data, right? So, what I was saying, what I figured out, right, was what I figured. That's pretty interesting. Look at that. Our regular trading session, our New York VWAP and our VWAP, our Globex VWAP are overlapping. So that's cute. They want to be buddies. So yeah, so I think like okay, let's slow down. Let me use my words. Let me use my words. All right. Yeah, you guys were seeing yourselves on stream. It's awkward. Um, but yeah, but now that we're here, look, we've done, we've done, I think we've done like the trades that we could do from here, right? We could do an overnight value area high trade, which isn't an initial balance trade, but it still would be somewhat of a valid trade in itself, right? It just depends. It depends on whether we do an overnight value area high to where the initial balance is, and then we do the initial balance trade. Do you get me? That also could be like pretty fruitful. But essentially, like what I was getting at, like what I was trying to explain, was that with the initial balance, right, we're watching to see where volume is in relation to the initial balance. The initial balance is not just the opening range high and the opening range low. Actually, like the indicator says it, opening range. So it's like it's a range. The initial balance is a range, right? It's where's the price? Like the initial, like, because I kept on thinking of it as IBL, IBH. Once we get an IBH, either break and retest. Once we get an IBL, break and retest or fade off. Once we get to the initial balance high, break and retest or fade off the initial balance high. But what I uh, didn't have context of, what I failed to actually like bring together, right, as a thesis was the volume. Like the whole premise of my trading, everything that I do with my trading is volume based. It's volume profile. It's where is where are we trading today in relation to yesterday's volume, right? uh, where are we trading right now in relation to the overnight volume, hence the overnight value area high, overnight point of control, overnight value area low. And why was that so important? Because it was like, okay, well, the market participants right now find this area a discount, right? They believe that this is too cheap, or they believe that this is too expensive, or they believe that this is fair value, right? Hence the volume profile. Or there is acceptance of price above this level. Which level? Above the value area high. So what does that mean? Well, it means that what was, within 70% of the volume, what was premium, right? Right now is not considered premium because we're accepting outside of that range, right? Outside of that 70%. So now thinking of the initial balance now, if you think of it in the same light, now it's a thing of, well, where are we finding acceptance of, like, where is the acceptance of the volume, right? Are the value areas moving higher, or are they moving higher than the initial balance? Are they moving lower than the initial balance? Or are they still staying within the initial balance? Because the initial balance is a range. Do you get me? The initial balance is a range. It's not just IBH, initial balance high, initial balance low. Like, yes, that's how you determine the range. But knowing where the volume is, like, see, like if you can go, okay, well, the volume hasn't moved much. Like the point of control is still within the initial balance. Well, what does that mean? It means that even though the initial balance has been set, why would there be a break outside of it if the point of control hasn't moved? If what is deemed fair value is still within the initial balance, why would it go anywhere else? Do you get me? So that's what that's what I found out last night, this morning as well. My data's not conclusive, of course. I haven't, like, what? How many trades do you need for you to have a thesis like that? You need I don't know what sample size, maybe 1,000 trades. I could go back as far as I could. I could go back to just like the beginning of the year, but also again that would kind of be like beating a dead horse. Can I say that online? I don't know. I'd never do that, but yeah. What I'm getting at essentially is that, like, well, sample size data, even like as large as the sample size data is, it's gonna be one of four things. It's either gonna be a break of, or it's gonna be a fade of, right? On either side. So multiply that by 2. So either break and retest above, or break and retest below, or fade above, or fade below, right? Cool. And then, like, with those four possibilities, those four things that could possibly happen, where is the value area from the developing volume profile? Yeah, like there's other things which are like pretty cute. Like, so for example, like, look at this. Our previous, and this is all discretionary, right? So this is all context. So our previous day value area low is overlapping right now with our initial balance, right? So our previous day value area low, let's just double check. Let's just make sure. Yeah, it's 535.25, right? So it's actually slightly below our initial balance, right? So dramatic zoom in. So dramatic, like someone give me a Hollywood script. But yeah, as you can see, like, that's where our previous day value area low is like one tick below. It's one tick below the initial balance, right? Below IBL. Okay, cool. So, what can we expect when we get there? Well, it's not about predicting anything, but it's about reacting. If we get to the initial balance low and we break below it, we are also breaking below previous day value. So now it's not only a thing of, do we find acceptance below the initial balance, but it's also a thing of, do we also find acceptance below yesterday's value? Like, is the acceptance of price below yesterday's value? And then if there is, how are we gonna know? We're gonna know it because, like, this volume profile is gonna we're gonna see volume develop on the volume profile. That's how we're gonna know. Yes, for sure. Actually, we have we have acceptance of price, right? We have acceptance of price below the previous day value area low, or we have acceptance of price above IBH, or above or below IBL, right? But we're determining this using the volume, using the value areas from the volume profile. And why the value areas? Because the value areas in themselves, the value area, right, of a volume profile, at least of the ones that we're drawing, are 70% of the entire volume profile's volume, of that entire range, from whatever it is that we highlight, right? That's what it is. I don't know, family. I don't know if we get this. Let's put a buy stop there. If we break above that, yeah, risking about like $62. Yeah, might get stopped out. Let's put that there. Actually, uh, 581, 581.50. That's our target. Yeah, to be honest, this gets invalidated here at 559. So 559. But also, there's no need to be dumb. I'll put this at the overnight value area high. If this comes back and retest that, then that trade idea is gone. We do have this high. Break even. If we're wrong about it, we're wrong about it. It's not the initial trade that we actually want to do. It's just that it was there. You get me? But we do need this to go. If it's gonna go, it needs to go right now. Either that, or or we get a retest of the overnight value area high, of which I would much rather we just went straight to the initial balance. That doesn't look like it wants to go. Yeah, we'll take whatever we can get from it, honestly. Because it did look like it was gonna break us even. Overnight, this is a better retest of the overnight value area high. If we bounce off that, maybe you try that again. And that's the retest. Our stop will go right below this if this fails. I mean, if this breaks above that. Just try to take whatever we can before we actually get to the initial balance trade. Okay, I think this is invalid now. Maybe a retest of, if we fall, okay, if we get a retest of this value area high, get a retest of the value area high, or we fall within it. Either that or we just come back and we retest this view app, you know what I mean? But we'll close that for now. We're almost at a base hit type of day, boys, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of trades though, took like 6 or 7. I don't know how many trades that was, so 6 or 7. 6 or 7, 6, 7. But yeah, pretty clean. Pretty clean. How do they call it? Protecting of the capital there. But yeah, I really hope we get like an initial balance trade today, because I want to have stats on it. You know what I mean? Like I really want to, not stat, yeah, stats. I want to have the data on it. I want to have written evidence and proof of. I want to have written evidence of it and proof of concept, right? Um, yeah, it's like, okay, cool. Like then we know, like, okay, today would be the first day of this particular thesis, right? Or at least of running the thesis in this way, where we're saying, okay, cool, like we were just initially at the beginning, we were just kind of like jumping into initial balance, right? At like the first touch, and just going with, intuition. This is usually a bad way to go about it, or the worst way to go about it, right? Um, but now that, now that we're not doing that anymore, like, are we collecting data? Do we have data to back up a thesis? Do we have data to back up an idea? Like, okay, cool. Like, this could work. This could work. This right now it's really just a thesis. Like, we haven't given it a try. I guess, like, just um, going off previous data, right, and going off like previous charts, etc. And it's like, oh, okay, cool, 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 cool. I can see the evidence of, oh, we tried it here, we tried it here, we tried it here, we tried it here. Look, not even like we tried it here, but going back and looking at uh, the 4th of May and the 5th of May and the 6th of May and the 7th, and then it didn't work on the 8th, and then on the 21st, on the 22nd, and then on the 25th, it was a bank holiday, and then trying it on the 1st of June, 3rd of June, 4th of June. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, we right now all we have is like back test data. You know, so yeah, let's give it some room. Let's give it some room. I mean, if also, like, my window is like pretty set. Like, I put my window psychologically to not psychologically, but like, I'd like to be done trading by 11:30 EST. 11:30 EST is about 5:30 p.m. my time, right? And yeah, I don't want to still be you know trading past that. I don't want to trade into the PM sessions. You know, I'd rather not. You know what I mean? I'd much rather not. Yeah, our New York view app and our Globix view app are overlapping perfectly, which is kind of making me a little suspect. I am a little sus about that. I am a little sus about that. Overnight point of control, overnight value area height, overnight point of control again. I don't know. Let's watch it here and see if we get a break. Do we get a break above this overnight value area high? So yeah, so as I was saying, like, my window is, you know, my window closes at 11:30. At 11:30, which I think is a fair amount of work, man. Like, that's about 2 hours worth of work, and you know, um, as much as possible, uh, everyone is trading for the money, and that's fair. That's fair. Like, why else would you be doing it? You know, but it's also for the freedom that comes attached with it. You know what I mean? It's also for the freedom that comes attached with it. Yeah, I do think I was thinking of selling this, but I don't know anymore. Um, yeah, so when I'm saying like the freedom that comes attached with it, I mean, if you are then going to spend 8 hours on the charts, then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of doing it in the first place, right? You know what I mean? Like I spend a lot of time with this, which is also another thing that's not spoken about a lot. You know, I spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time on the charts. I think let's try 567. I think we're gonna buy this up. Yeah. Stop's gonna go 68. This needs to be a very strong break, otherwise I'm gonna look like Bobo the Clown. I'm gonna look like quite the idiot. What am I even targeting? 581, 581.50. Yeah, that's good. I mean, need to see how we need to break above this high. If we break above this high, then yeah, for sure, I'll go break even. Yeah, I might even go break even now. Lots of break even trades. Lots of break even trades. But yeah, but if this fails, because if this fails to break this high, then I don't want to be involved in a retest that I'm gonna be like, oh please God, you know. So stop me out or go to the top. Because again, not the trade that we want to do, you know, not really the trade that we're going for. But look at this. That's two consecutive lower highs, right? It's a high that failed to break that. So now I kind of feel a little more confident about the sell though. Put a sell stop, we'll make it 5. Oh my God. Overnight point of control, Ali. To be honest, that's even greedy. I mean, 560. If we break past 560, then we good. Then we good. Oh, my boy. What are you doing to me? Yeah, it's a lot of risk, bro. I risk like $62. Because that overnight value area high has to hold. It has to hold. Break is even or go. That's twice in a row. Yeah, 560 was good. I should have targeted that and got out. Got a little greedy. Got a little greedy. But yeah, it's 11 o'clock now. 30 more minutes until, yeah. 30 more minutes until the initial balance window closes. You know, so anything that's overnight value area, overnight point of control, whatever, I will take it on account 1. So I think we've built a pretty good buffer for the day. I don't know. I'll check that later. Actually, like watching your P&L whilst you're trading is the worst. It's the worst. We need to break past this. If we can break within this, then surely a rotation is in order. I will sell that as well. Just a few points below. Validation point is overnight value high. Yeah, I'll put that there. What am I targeting? This is a mean reversion trade. So I mean, point of control 546. If it can even get there. Let's hold that. Yeah, mean reversion trade. Why? Because we're now within the current volume profiles, the developing volume profiles value. So I mean, 554 is also not a bad place to exit, to be honest. This is borderline greed. Borderline greed. Yeah, let's not be dumb. About $50. That's gone. Yeah, because I don't want to take I don't want to take a full loss on that, to be honest. If that was gonna rotate, all the way back up to the overnight value area high. Didn't want to be involved in that entire move, so which looks like is what's about to happen. $11.04. It's a hell of a lot of trades today. I won't even lie. It looks so messy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 trades on one account. Lots of break evens though with them. So I mean, but yeah, 11.05. What are we doing? Developing volume profile, value area high. I just really want to see this initial balance trade, because I know tomorrow we're not gonna have a stream. I'm letting you know now. We're not gonna be live tomorrow because it's Juneteenth tomorrow. So you know, happy Juneteenth in advance, everybody who's celebrating. To everybody who celebrates. But yeah, very, very ugly type of thing to even attempt it. Hey, also now, and I'm looking at it, I'm just like, wow. Because again, 50-50, that, you know, look, we failed to break completely within it, right? So, you know, that was kind of a red flag for me. It was kind of like, maybe let that one go. Maybe let that one go. Yeah. Would have stopped us out, I think. So a stop was here at 567. But yeah, I really want to see us do something with the initial balance for the data, fam. For the plot, for the data. For the plot. I've overtraded this account. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've overtraded this. Do I switch now? Volume profile is giving us nothing just as of yet. I mean, 130. This is something though. 130 market sales. You know, any resultant move? No resultant move. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like maybe it's a good thing I let it stop us out here. You know, maybe. Hit me, baby, one more time. Oh, baby, baby. What did we say about singing other people's songs on stream? Is that even allowed? Did we agree? Did we have an agree? Did we agree? Would it be disappointing if we don't get the initial balance thing within my window? A little. It would be a little disappointing because I really wanted to see it. You know what I mean? I really wanted to see it. So we still do have time. We still do have like 21 minutes, 20 minutes until that window officially closes. So we just have to be a little patient. Just have to be a little patient. Just watching the volume profile to see if there's been any change. Just need to make sure that it you know, it has been changing and it's not just stagnant, you know. So here we go. Overnight value area high. It's the break. Tried this several times. I tried it here, tried it here. It's the third attempt of it. If we break these highs, then yeah, if we can break these highs, then I think, you know, we might be on for that initial balance high. And look, and if we do get to initial balance high and the volume remains within initial balance, what I mean is, if the, not volume, but I mean if value remains within initial balance. So if the value area high and the value area low are still within IBH, between IBH and IBL, then I'm gonna be pretty confident for a short of, you know. So that will be shorting initial balance high for VWAP. You know what I mean? So but yeah, good thing we got out of this like when we could, because that would have stopped us out. You know, that would have stopped us out for a full $200 loss, which should have been a sad day for the stream. But yeah, 17 more minutes until until we hop off stream, fam. And then we'll have to see this play out on Monday, you know. But I have to watch this on Monday. I was really looking forward to seeing it play out today, but what's going on with the volume here? I mean, still good. I mean, 713,000. Do we have a half day today? I don't think so. I think it's just people positioning themselves. This is quite the trap, though. All right, look at that. They look the same, but I mean, oh, here we go. Big buy stepped in. Oh, those people are underwater. Hate to be you guys. $227 at 565. Yeah, these sucks to be these guys right now. So you're gonna have to close out of your positions pretty quickly. Hey. Oh, here we go. Can we break this low or nah? Can we break 557? Looks very clean when you're looking at it from here. Looks super, super, super clean. And then can we break these lows? Or do we find support here? What do we do? Look, I'm gonna... I was thinking of putting a sell stop just below the overnight point of control, but 554. Where would the stop even go? If we got 554, the stop would have to be 561. I don't know. Because this all looks like liquidity. But yeah, 14 more minutes until the close. Maybe this is a cleaner trade. 561.75. Stop just above that eye. We did try that though earlier, did we not? Kinda. Yeah. No sudden movements. I mean, if that's all we get for the day, that's all we get for the day. I'll be okay with that. You know, I would be fine with that. You know what I mean? Here we go. Overnight point of control. Do we find support here, or do we find support here, or do we fall through it? I'm gonna bet that we fall through it. Let's go. It is 2 ticks. My entry is 2 ticks below the point of control. Because look, okay, cool. We got liquidity there. It looks like a liquidity sweep. I want to see some weakness here. Yeah. This is a little risky because, I mean, 554.75 is right below our VWAP. But we can cancel this. We can wait for a break, and we wait for a retest. We don't have to do anything abrupt, you know what I mean? Yeah, we don't have to do anything abrupt. Maybe let's do this on 5. Let's switch now. Okay, that's the break. Sell limit 5. What are you saying? Okay. Whoa. Why 250? Why all the way up there? That was crazy. I need to go and look at that because I didn't move that. Our overnight point of control is 546.25. 546.25. I mean, that's if we even get that move. We are looking for base hit. This needs to hold. Actually, invalidation is this might tag us out now. Son of a gun. That actually got us right before we could move it. Nah, this is still valid though, fam. No lie. Oh, is it? Is it though? Our invalidation point was actually all the way here. 563. So I mean, it's not a very good trade, this one, is it? Yeah, because I mean, look at that. We hit the overnight point of control, found support, you know, bounced off that, but we have been making lower lows, right? So going off that thesis, what we're saying is we want to see a break below the open of this candle. Our stop will go at 559.25, 560.50. But yeah, but what do we do here? What do we do now at the overnight point of control? Okay, there we go. This is where our stop needs to go. It's so tight though. Is this gonna stop us out? Are we gonna have another red day on account 2? Because which genuinely could be a sign that we need to let it go. 535.50. Look, fam. 535.50. My logic behind this really, boys, is we need to hit an initial balance, and we failed twice there, so this really needs to fall right now, unless we just get like sweeps of liquidity, come back, sweep liquidity to the top, which genuinely could happen. 560, 562.5. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make that much of a difference, does it? I mean, it does. It does. Yeah, come what, come way. Come what, come way. Okay. Come what, come may. This is gonna be the last trade of the day. Yeah. Pretty aggressive. Pretty aggressive entry on that overnight point of control short. Super aggressive. It's one of those that kind of needs to fall. It makes sense. Like the thesis behind it makes sense, in the sense that we've made consecutive lower highs. We are within the developing volume profiles value area. We're around overnight point of control now. We're below the VWAP. So next logical target is the overnight value area low. If we do find support there, then I guess we'd have found support there. But initial balance at some point has to come in play, and my bet is that we're gonna hit the IBL now. At least that's what I'd like to see. But yeah, but this area here and this overnight point of control needs to hold. Otherwise this is just looking like delicious liquidity. We take that L on that account though. I mean, we take the L on this trade, then that's pretty much going to be us for the day, which will be unfortunate. Yeah, I wouldn't want to put more risk on account 1. I don't want to put risk on account 1 on this late in the day, but I hadn't traded this account yet, so I'm kind of okay with taking the risk on this one. Do need to break that low. This recent low over here, this needs to fall. Like this, what is this? 551.25. We need to close below. Yeah, if we get a nice close below 551.25, then I think we possibly could be good, man. We should be good. But again, it's as I was saying, like that just kind of that's starting to look a little like liquidity now. Like all of this. Like if I wanted to fake people out, that's exactly what I would do. I'll just like protect the level and let people put their stops, because these are logical places to put a stop. You put a stop here, you put a stop here, you put a stop here. These people are gonna get stopped out. Hopefully these people is not us. Yeah. It's looking very probable though. Yeah. I think that's gonna be the stop out, boys. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the stop out. That's unfortunate. That is super, super, super unfortunate. Yeah, look at that, my PDF. That's done. And I'm locked out of this account also. We'll call it a day, honestly. We'll call it a day. And yeah, we'll call it a day and we'll get back at it. We'll get back at this on Monday. Yeah. Such a flat day. 243 up on account 1, 200 down on account 2. You know, and plus our window's about to close. So, ugh. The performance is not looking very, very stellar. Not looking very good. Not looking very, very good. Do have one more shot here though. Do I? Yeah. 2 more minutes. Yeah, let's let it play out. Let's let it play out. Let's see what happens in the next 2 minutes, I guess. And yeah, if this breaks now, that would be really, really annoying. But what can you do? What can you actually do? Actually, that actually is gonna rotate. That's so annoying. But yeah, I think we gave it a shot, man. We gave it a shot. Big Salah stepping in there. They either get results or they don't. And this continues lower or this rotates higher. But yeah, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, that's gonna be it from me. I spoiled you guys today. I gave you guys 2 streams. I'm gonna lock this out. I'm gonna lock myself out here because I don't want to do anything stupid. And yeah, everything's flat. Everything's flat. There were a lot of trades. I took a lot of trades from account 1. We can look at it together before I hop off stream. I'd say somewhat uncharacteristic or whatever, but the most important, excuse me, the thing that I did was I went for, I just went base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit, and yeah, so that's the lockout feature. So I'm locked out for the rest of the day. But yeah, but look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I think 8 of those were winning trades. So yeah, but we're pretty healthy on this over here. 1,300 up. Not too bad, but yeah, 10 trades, 7 out of 5. The biggest winning one was what? 250. It's not terrible. But then I also took like a pretty massive loss. Then I also took 120 loss. And yeah, 38, 40, 70, and that 120 loss. 250, 11, 26, break even, then that 55 loss. So I mean, could have been better. This, maybe we didn't have to take this one. Maybe we didn't have to take like this trade and that trade, but then it would be looking a little different, but 2 break evens. A couple small trades in between, but yeah, we'll do this. We'll save this and oh, I don't want to download that just as of yet. But yeah, I'll journal this as per usual. This will be up on my Substack. Yeah, I'm pretty drained now. I'm pretty tired now. But yeah, this will be up on my Substack. The replays, of course, it will be on stream. So you guys don't have to worry too much about that. Not on stream, it will be on my channel. But yeah, I'm not gonna see you guys until Monday. The next video we're gonna do, we're gonna do a market cap, not a market cap video. We're gonna do a technical analysis video tomorrow on Plume. So if you're here for the Plume stuff, I'll see you guys tomorrow for that video. And yeah, and some pretty exciting announcements also. There's some stuff that I'm working on with Underdog Research, with the Underdog Research channel. So yeah, stick around for that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me, boys. I will see you guys on what did we say? I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll see you back on stream on Monday. Happy Juneteenth.